Hello, welcome to Between Two Racks, part of the Gambit strategy. We're here with Mike Carlson today, and as always, my co-host Sean Crocker, and my name's Andrew Essick. Thanks for joining us, Mike. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What is your profession? You just did a little soundbite for us, but tell us more about your profession.
Well, thanks for having me first. Appreciate it. Honored to be with you two fine gentlemen. This is very exciting. I'm a little nervous. You guys, not gonna lie.
We're gonna cut out all the bad stuff.
Okay, good. Thank you. I need
Look,
that.
I know we're like celebrities now. Like a lot of people watch.
At least 47 people are gonna watch this video.
I thought you hit 50. You didn't hit 50?
We have 66 subscribers,
Okay,
but I don't know if we get 100% view rate
engagement.
every time. Yeah.
My name's on this episode, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll get there.
Oh, we'll get at
Well,
least
we're
100.
relying on you to help spread the market the video.
I've already told 2 friends, so we're good to go. All right, sorry, I went off track there. So I work for Anheuser-Busch. I'm my title is Supply Sustainability Leader. I'm focused on decarbonizing or reducing our carbon emissions at our facilities. That's
Okay.
my task now. Been with Anheuser-Busch for 23 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've always worked in the breweries until the last 7 years, and then I've been here in corporate, worked at 4 different facilities.
Right down the street.
Yeah, right down the
Cool.
street here. And I'm pointing because everybody knows exactly what I'm pointing at.
We're,
Obviously.
Yeah.
for those of you on video, the arch is that way, the brewery is that way.
You're welcome. But no, yeah. So I worked for Anheuser-Busch for a long time. Got to live in Northern California, Southern California, and New Hampshire with the job, and absolutely love it.
Oh, cool. Are you St. Louis native?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Moved here after school, following somebody else, and then ended up getting hooked up with Anheuser-Busch.
Nice. And how long have you trained at Gambit?
7 years. Yeah.
Where did you start?
So I started in New Hampshire. So you want that fun story?
Yeah.
More
Tell
than
us-
anything. Oh my
tell us
God.
everything.
Now.
No. Yeah. So no, my start with CrossFit was funny for me because this is sorry to say this, but I thought it was a cult. I was a little hesitant.
Not a cult.
You know, cult has such a negative connotation.
Guys, cults can be fun.
Yeah, true. So I had just moved out there, and in the winter, it actually snowed the first weekend I was there, and I was a runner before, and I'm like, this is not going to work in New Hampshire. It's a little too cold. My boss at the time, who's since become a really good friend, she was doing all of like the video workouts, like Shaun T stuff or whatever. I wasn't going to sign up for that. She started doing kickboxing. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll do that. And I didn't really enjoy that, but I went. And then, but then she found a Groupon to go to CrossFit. A gym had just opened up that year. So I'm like, fine, I'll give it a shot. I honestly went into it saying, you know what's going to end up happening? I'm going to love this, and I'm going to sign up and actually end up doing this, and this will be my thing. And it worked out really well. So that's how I got started.
Cool. So you had a good experience.
I had a great experience, yeah.
Good.
Great gym owner, a lot of fun, good
Do you remember your
community.
first workout?
I don't remember everything. I remember there was kettlebell swings, box jumps, and wall balls. But there was like 5 or 10 of us from work that started, so it was a good little bonding experience.
Yeah.
We'd go back to
Yeah.
work and we'd like watch videos on how to do it clean, and we were fully dorking out on it.
Yeah.
And stuck.
Were you into fitness before that? You said you were a runner.
Yeah.
Did you play sports, or like what are the originations of your like athletic interest?
Okay, so growing up, parents always had us doing some sort of sport. So I was always active in that way. Not a very good athlete, always
Okay.
an average athlete in everything. So I was taught early on, like, Dad pulled me aside and says, you're not very good. Yeah.
I'm on a level with you, kids.
Yeah.
Brutally honest.
Yeah, I love my parents. They're great at that. They're like, hey, you're just gonna have to try a little harder.
Yeah.
So I got to try everything. I swam, baseball, soccer, track and field. I think I did like a summer gymnastics one summer, but we did absolutely everything. We weren't allowed to sit around. Did ballet 1 year, 2 years.
2 years. That one stuck.
Yeah, that was good.
Heck yeah.
But no, sorry. So that was my start. And then I always did sports through high school, ended up just focusing on running cross country and track and field. Went to college. I wasn't a good enough athlete to do anything, so I just, collegiate level. So I
Yeah.
played intramural sports,
Where'd you go to college?
University of Dayton.
Okay.
Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah,
One of your favorite states.
I didn't know that before I went there. Kinda fun. You know what the problem is?
You didn't know it was in Ohio before?
Well, I knew that part. I didn't know this. I mean, I shouldn't say negative things about Ohio. I apologize.
No one likes Ohio.
Cannot stand Ohio State University. So that's why.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Those Buckeye fans. Look out.
Yeah.
Made a lot of fans with that comment there. Sorry. But no. So went to.
Sorry, Mike Hartley, isn't he a big Buckeye fan? Sorry, Mike, if you're watching.
Yeah, I think he went there. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I think you're right.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
The rest of the Buckeyes, get out of here.
So he didn't know I disliked it until then. Yeah. So went to Dayton, did intramurals, but then I also got hooked up with cheerleading there, and so I was a cheerleader for 4 years.
How did you get hooked up with cheerleading?
Oh.
Like, what is that?
So, okay, my cheerleading introduction story was, went to school. I was honestly afraid to gain in the freshman 15. So I'm like, man, I've always been active. I'm not gonna be active anymore. And I'm sitting outside the dorm room waiting for a pizza because that's gonna help me not gain the freshman 15.
Sure.
The security guard there he's a student and he's trying to talk me into joining the fraternity. I'm like, it's kind of not my thing, but he mentioned he was a cheerleader. So I'm like, oh, well, how's that go? I'm like, this will be structured.
And that just sounded appealing to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was, I don't mind standing up in front of people. I did theater in high school as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you can tell
Yeah.
I'm very theatric.
No, I mean, that makes sense. I'm just thinking like it's kind of the theater thing. I could see that transition. I totally get that. We're just like out of the blue. You're like, yeah, I'm kind of played a bunch of sports, and then I thought cheerleading.
Yep.
I was having trouble connecting. Transition.
Works.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, that
ballet
makes
for
sense.
2 years. I mean,
did.
that's like delicate cheerleading.
Okay.
Delicate.
But so he mentioned it, and I thought, yeah, this is great. This is going to force me to do some sort of exercise.
Yeah.
I cannot stand it. I don't like going to a gym on my own. It makes me very uncomfortable. And I thought this would be a way to get me into the weight room, and it was perfect. So great 4 years of doing that. I think I put on a good 40 pounds through college with that. And now, I was also eating pizza and drinking a lot of beer. But
Yeah.
Sure.
It was fun. So
What is your job like? Is it physically demanding at all?
No.
Does fitness play into that, or is it more like a kind of a sedentary thing, and fitness is your compensation?
I sit the entire day. What it does help me with at work is this is my release. I come here in the morning. I yell at a lot less people when I've come to the gym in the morning
Yeah.
than when I don't go to the gym. I don't, so it helps me out in that way. And, I enjoy it because it also is it helps me with mental pushes, like coming here and struggling and then going to the office and knowing that this is a challenging problem or I have a challenging communication I have to get through or craft a message. I know it's not the same, but that mental grind is okay, look, man, I can sort this out. I can sort out this problem too. Let's just figure it out. I don't do a lot of other fitness because this does so much for me. It's great. I do on the weekends. I golf. So this is, I swear this helped me out that week that we did the Russian twist.
Yeah.
I just crushed the drive, the farthest I've ever hit a drive. Best time
great.
ever. I'm like, yep, that was a Russian twist. It had to be. And then I'll do some additional strength training on Sundays at home. During the pandemic, we got a rack and a bar and all that stuff. So I'll do some bench and deadlift and squat because there's never enough squats in anybody's life or a rower. So.
Well, you mentioned you were pretty into bowling at one time.
Oh, I absolutely love
Tell us
bowling.
about that. How long ago would you say you were very into bowling, and what's your involvement in that now?
My bowling started as a child. The bowling alley was our daycare. Mom would stay at home, and she would join. I don't know how many times a week she bowled. Might have been once, it might have been 5, no clue. But we would go to the bowling alley every day, and they actually had a daycare there.
Yeah.
And you would go hang out in the daycare if you were good.
Literally your daycare.
Yeah, no, it was. Why she bowled. It was time. maybe not the best environment to grow up in because you age out of daycare and then you're hanging out in the alley, and this is.
And is this during the 80s, 90s.
Oh, this is 80s, man.
So cigarette smoke.
Full of smoke. Full of smoke.
Pitchers of beer, cigarette smokes.
Yeah.
It's just
It was funny. They had like a designated smoking section at one time. That's just a joke. I mean, like, it's
bowling
everywhere. Got me in the coffee too there. That was great as a kid, drinking, walking around with coffee. I was rocking it, man.
yeah.
That's where you got hooked on coffee.
Oh,
caffeine.
yeah, it was awesome. So I'm like, I tell my dad, I want to be a professional bowler. Like, this is awesome. I mean, you're inside, you're playing a fun game, people are having a good time.
How old are you at this time?
I gotta be like 7 or something
Okay.
like that. And they're like, and you watch it on TV on the weekends. They used to have it on like Saturday, Sunday mornings. And like, look at these guys. I mean, this doesn't look like it's that hard. It's not. I wasn't really into physical activity at that point, other than like the sports I had to play or I was playing. So I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is perfect. So Dad's like, okay, well, perfect. We're good for you. I'll support you, but you really suck. And again, he's like, and you don't bowl the right way. Like, I don't know how much you guys are in the bowling, but
So you were as good at bowling as you were at the other sports.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought I was pretty
Yeah.
damn good. So there are some keys here. Like, if you are you in the bowling at all?
Well, I mean, I've done it.
Okay, you.
my family actually owned a bowling alley.
Oh, holy cow!
Yeah.
You're really good. We should go. I'm going later. You want?
We'll talk.
So you know, like when you're a kid and you bowl, you start with the 2-hand thing, and so that was
Maybe
fun.
bumpers. They probably didn't have bumpers
No,
back
you
then.
didn't have bumpers.
Yeah.
You just sucked it up, man.
Nowadays, kids are soft. They have bumpers.
Yeah, no. So like gutter.
No, you throw a whole frame of gutter balls, or
Yeah.
you learn to do it better.
Exactly. So you start there, and then you progress to like, I'm just gonna whiz the ball, but I'm right-handed, and I'm standing on the left side, and you do this little funky wrist thing, and the ball comes in, essentially the wrong direction, right?
Yeah.
So he took me to the side yard of the house, and he's like, "We're gonna outside. I'm gonna teach you how to bowl." So I'm outside in the yard with the ball. He's teaching me the 4-step approach, how to finish, come in with a little hook from the right. He signs me up for a serious league at night. We go first game out. I'm like crossing the line. I don't realize the rules. I don't know what he didn't teach me that part.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what's going on? I'm starting to get upset, getting really angry. He's like, this is bowling. Figure it out.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I didn't become a professional, but I enjoyed it a lot.
How long did that last?
That lasted until I entered junior high. So
Okay, so
yeah.
you did a few years.
Yeah, and then I just always, I kept up bowling. It's a fun thing to do. I currently have a ball that I won back in high school because I conned everybody in a fundraiser.
Sure.
Like penny a pin. We had a fundraiser. It was for cystic fibrosis. It was a penny, and I convinced everybody just pay me a penny a pin. 3 games. Did well enough that I got the most money earned, and I have this fuchsia Snoopy bowling ball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in a neon 16-pounder, by the way. Who has a fuchsia 16-pound Snoopy?
Is that heavy or light?
That's as heavy as it can get.
Oh, okay.
It's heavy.
Yeah. So it's ridiculous.
Is that really as heavy as? I feel like I've seen 18 and 20s.
If they're doing that now, that's new to me.
Oh man,
Okay.
20 would
I could be wrong. Like, I don't bowl as regularly as you do, so I'll defer to your judgment.
Okay, well, somebody will fact check.
Sure.
And say like, yeah, no, you can go
Maybe
higher.
leave
I'm
a
pretty
comment.
sure.
You guys are idiots. You don't know what to
That's fine. I've grown out of it.
I mean, I'm going to edit this later. I'll just flash a title on the bottom. Wrong.
With an obnoxious buzzing sound.
I need you to walk around with me. Like, no, you're wrong, man. So I still have that ball. It's in a Mickey Mouse neon blue and green bag. It's fantastic. I'll be using it later this
It's
weekend.
a Snoopy ball and a Mickey Mouse.
That's what it came with,
Okay.
man. So I have it
Interesting.
sized for my hand.
Is it licensed? Do you think, or does it
Almost
look like,
certainly
does it
not.
look like
Is
kind
it?
of a budget Snoopy?
No, it's real Snoopy.
Yeah?
I'll take a picture. This thing's
Okay.
the ball's a little roughed up now, but
I mean, I'm sure it's just, I don't think Disney owns Snoopy, or maybe
no,
they do now.
No, the ball came separate from the bag, so separate purchases.
Just coincidence.
Yeah, that's what I ended up with. So
That's my takeaway from the story, is I'm most interested on how Snoopy.
How do these two characters from different universes
Yeah.
come together?
yeah, So yeah, there you go. I just bowl for fun.
What motivates you to do fitness now? I mean, I know you said it's kind of like your release, and it's a kind of you're like a morning person, so it's a good way to start your day.
Yeah.
Morning person in the gym.
So I love talking about motivation for fitness for everybody, right? I mean, I'm sure you guys have what motivates you. Mine has changed so much.
I own a gym, so I have to work out.
So okay, well,
So like sadly, sometimes that is the motivation. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I have to work out.
Yeah.
This is just what I do.
yeah.
That's been my week, honestly.
Yeah,
Okay, well, it
happens.
gets you.
That
in
was
there,
my
right?
motivator.
that
this
happens
week.
sometimes.
Yeah. So I mean, mine's changed. I'm sure that's changed. When you did not own a gym, you had other motivation, right?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it definitely fluctuates. Of just
Yeah.
like there's times where it's like you kind of think, if I didn't own a gym, I'd probably take like a couple months off. I got other stuff going on,
Yeah.
whatever. But you own you work at a gym or you own the gym, and you just think, well, I gotta just stick with it. I can't
Yeah.
slack off. I can't be some sloppy lump trying to trying to own a gym and act like I'm leading by example.
Get injured
We were
so
talking
much
about
and then they
motivation.
just-
Oh, okay. Sorry. Motivation.
What motivates you?
So motivation has changed over the years. Like I mentioned, in college, I didn't want to gain the freshman 15. After school, it was. I mean, yep.
Did you gain the freshman 15 or did you stave it off?
Oh no,
What's-
I gained
Okay.
a lot of the weight, but it was through cheerleading. So I was like, I got bulky. Like
Okay, so it
Were
was
you,
a good
were
freshman
you like
15.
jacked or were you just thick?
I would just say thicker. Like I actually had shoulders. It was crazy.
More muscle and more fat.
Yeah.
All upper body, by the way, because like still
Yeah.
still did not do a real squat. till I went to CrossFit.
male cheerleaders and gymnasts are shaped like carrots. With
Yeah.
broad shoulders.
For sure.
Oh,
For sure.
Really? No,
Yeah.
you're not. The guy I lifted with, I saw him a couple years after school, and like I saw him again. I didn't recognize him because his shoulders were just gone. I'm like,
Yeah.
what happened? Because that's all we did was lifting up
Yeah.
women all day.
Yeah.
I eventually stopped, and then I got some feedback that I was starting to waddle. I'm like, oh, that's probably not healthy.
Starting to waddle. Oh, because you had extra weight?
Yeah. I put on some weight. I was starting to
Your
waddle.
thighs rubbing together?
Yeah, I got big thighs to begin with. I just have always had big thighs. So,
Who told you were starting to waddle?
I'm my ex-wife,
Oh, okay.
who was my wife at the time.
Yeah,
That
I'm like,
checks out.
Yeah, I'm like,
All those things go together.
No further questions.
yeah. I mean,
So you got into running and you were motivated to get into running because of soccer, and then you mentioned you moved out to is it New Hampshire?
New Hampshire, yeah.
And decided it was too cold to run, and that's when you found CrossFit. But
Yeah.
what was your thought process when you found CrossFit? Were you like,
CrossFit first running.
yeah, just like that transition?
Oh,
were you
yeah.
just kind of like, this is my thing now? I'm over running, or
Yeah, I cannot stand running. I did not do. I ran. I've always been a distance runner since I was very little in track and field. I cannot stand it.
Did you always hate it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was above. I did not suck actually in distance running. So I was above.
So is that why you
average.
kind of stuck with it? Just you found some success in it? and-
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'll just keep doing it. And at the time, it was helping with the other
Sure.
motivations. So I'm like, all right, so I do this.
what was the primary thing that really caught kind of captured you about CrossFit? Like, some people say it's the competitive aspect. It kind of replaces, like, if you've played sports, you kind of have that aspect of it, the camaraderie or just the group aspect of it, the coaching, or what?
Some of the structure of, hey, look, this is what time I'm going to show up. I don't have to think. Somebody who knows what they're doing is going to tell me what to do. That's the coaching side. And then the variety. Like, this is adult recess. I mean, it is. I absolutely love it. I come in here like, what did you do today? I tore my hand flinging myself around on a bar. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Or I climbed a
And it
rope.
was so much fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an absolute fact. I'm climbing rope. I'm dropping, like, appropriately dropping weights.
Yeah.
Just
Not 10s or 15s.
no, never.
Yeah. I love to hear that because people ask me all the time, like I don't do the programming for the gym anymore, and people ask me what's the workout tomorrow. I don't know, just show up and do it.
Yeah, it was
We
like
used to
9
kind of
o'clock.
surprise people. It's just one of those things. Back in the day, things were just different. We were a little more. Everybody was a little more aggressive about it, and everybody wanted. Gyms were putting the CrossFit Pukey the mascot clown on the wall, and it was just kind of like a.
Different times.
Yeah.
Different times.
Different times. And I remember, well, for example, I remember one time we programmed 100 burpees for time, and
I love this story so
people
much.
people skipped it.
Yeah.
So we programmed a different workout the next day, but it was actually just 100 burpees for time again.
Yeah.
So we wrote a whole workout that was just a fake. So when people showed up,
And the best
yeah,
part
we're
of
gonna
this
do
is that
lunges
one
and-
of our members, his first class was the first day, 100 burpees for time.
Yeah.
His second class was the next day.
and he's still a member.
He's still a member, bless his heart.
Yeah,
Wow, that's impressive.
still a member. I just think about that all the time.
No, I love that though. I mean, I love the idea. You just show up. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my mentality.
Someone else has put the thought into it,
Yeah,
and you just execute.
yeah. And it doesn't matter what it is. Like everybody has their own fitness journey. I pride myself in never skipping a day because of a workout.
Yeah.
Like, just gonna show up. You know what? This is not a good workout for me. I'll get my ass kicked, whatever, and then move on. It's great. I still get the fitness. That's the whole goal,
So
right?
you've had a pretty, a relatively long fitness journey.
Yeah.
You've been into sports and into
Yeah.
kind of fitness in some form or another for a long time.
I'm old,
I
yeah.
presume you've had some ups and downs, some times where you wanted to quit or switch gears or whatever. What piece of advice would you give to people that are kind of lacking motivation or kind of fluctuating in and out of what is my why and what's my motivation?
So I love, instead of setting, like I'll have goals, but instead of setting a goal of like, I want to do X number of muscle ups in a row, which would be cool, I like to set littler goals like, I want to show up 5 days a week. I am still vain, so.
Sure. I mean, we're all humans,
I
right?
mean, yeah. So I enjoy a compliment, like when
Yeah.
I wore lederhosen to work one day and some guy's like, holy quads. I'm like, you know what? I'll take that.
Yeah, look at that, boys.
Yeah.
So days when I'm feeling a little like rough days coming to the gym, or I feel a little like I have had a few too many brownies or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I remember that compliment and remember that good little moment.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Great. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank
and,
you.
And thank you everybody for watching and tuning in. I'm Andrew Essig, Michael Carlson with our guest, and as always, our co-host, Sean Crocker. Tune in next time. Thanks again.